This video brought to you by our Patreons. Please consider supporting this channel and joining our Patreons at patreon.com/NovaWing24.
Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 13th of September to bring another round of new releases to you, and we're going to jump straight into it with the simulator of the hour, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and getting started this week with the team over at FS Dream Team. So the FS Dream Team have been around for obviously a long time, and this is their first product they brought into the new sim, and it's an interesting choice of theirs actually. So for a couple of reasons. So what it is that they've chosen O'Hare International Airport, or KORD, which of course is one of the busiest airports in America, and is one of the largest. And I can definitely tell you, it takes. I'm pretty sure on one of my transits through there, it took longer to taxi than it did the actual flight that I actually did. But anyway, moving on. So yeah, it's an incredibly huge airport covering nearly 8,000 acres, with having non-stop flights to over 200 destinations around the world. Now, this previously FS Dream Team have done Chicargo O'Hare in a couple of different versions, and this is a I hesitate to use the term port over, but it is a reboot into the new sim of this one. Now, what they offer is they're offering a highly detailed rendition of the airport as it's laid out as it appears in 2020, including all buildings modeled in custom 3D models, includes full use of PBR materials throughout all airport buildings, which is really impressive, that one. Full support for the sim's dynamic lighting setup as well, with full set of custom animated jetways, dynamic and animated lighting effects included as well, with accurate custom taxiway signs and ground markings as well as a virtual set of interiors, a combination of both actual modeled interiors as well as the virtually simulated Microsoft Flight Sim parallax sort of window simulation systems as well. Now, this airport is, as I said, I alluded to at the start of this segment, where I sort of talk about it was an interesting choice for theirs, because this is also one of the premium deluxe airports as well, that was featured as one of the handcrafted airports that Microsoft included as part of their sim. So it's kind of interesting that both Orbix and FS Dream Team have chosen to bring over one of their sceneries directly competing with one of the the upgraded versions of airports as part of the sim. So interesting choice, though, as we of course heard during our developer interview with Orbix, there are sort of course understandable reasons why they've done this as well. But either way, I must say that this looks absolutely stunning. Now, this airport releases, this is their first release from FS Dream Team. Now, a couple of interesting things on the pricing as well. Now, this one is available either from your favorite flight sim retailer or via the Microsoft Store. I sort of recommend buying via the Microsoft Store. You're looking at paying it around about $20-ish US for this one. However, if you're a previous owner of Chicargo O'Hare from FS Dream Team, then if you log into your original store of purchase, you'll be eligible for a discount to be able to get an upgrade to the latest version. So you can pick that one, as I said, for new users, looking at picking it up for about $20-ish US. For existing users wanting to upgrade, you're looking at probably around about $16-ish US, available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. And another major player, we're releasing a new airport this week. So the Aerosoft releasing their rendition of Trondheim-Værnes Airport in Norway, which is a major hub for Norwegian Scandinavian Airlines system, which is a very interesting way of naming an airline. But anyway, of course we all know it via the SAS logo. Now, this is a Aerosoft's second or third airport into the new sim, and includes a highly detailed rendition and accurate rendition of the airport as it appears at the start of 2020. Includes a accurate recreation as well of the areas surrounding the airport as well, including a lot of custom point of interest 3D models for various points around the city, around the town as well. Includes blended photoreal scenery to make sure it blends seamlessly with the Microsoft supplies content as well. Accurate runway sloping terrain as well, so you have that undulating terrain and runway profile included as well. Variety of terminal interiors also included, as for both some of the main terminals as well as some of the other hangars as well, and a variety of custom lighting effects for taxiways and approach lighting as well, and a custom windsock model that still is relevant to the sim as well. Now, this one, although it was not as big as Chicargo O'Hare, marks a very interesting key point of price points as well for Aerosoft. For this one coming in at $15 or your original equivalent, available now from Aerosoft. Continuing on with another major developer making the jump over into Microsoft Flight Simulator, saw the release this week from Flytampa of their rendition of Copenhagen Airport. So this is one of their stalwart airports that's been around for a number of years in various versions from Flytampa. This reboot seems to be the, again, this one is probably, from the everything I'm reading, looks suspiciously like it is a port over. Having said that, it still looks fairly impressive from the couple of screenshots that I've seen, but it's very limited with the screenshots that Flytampa have provided from the new sim. However, in their sort of recap information, they do inform us that they includes all airport structures, custom 3D models for all airport structures, includes high-resolution PBR materials and ground textures used throughout, a variety of internal terminal modeling done on the major terminals, and a variety of custom apron clutter and customized airport details included as well. Also includes a custom detailed model of the Øresund Bridge and a variety of other various landmark models for the surrounding town of city of Copenhagen, designed to be blended in with the photogrammetry data, because this is one of the photogrammetry cities that ships with the sim, so it does include that as well, designed to blend in with that. Now, this one is coming in at this one's interesting. So this one is available at the moment only via the Flight Simulator Marketplace, and that's going to come in for around about $20-ish or your original equivalent, available now from the InSim Marketplace. Continuing on with other Microsoft Flight Simulator releases this week, the guys over at Gaffer Simulations released this week their rendition of King Shaka International Airport in Durban in South Africa. So which will make a really great sort of additional place to go to in South Africa, because we've already got the handcrafted rendition of Cape Town's airport. So this will be a great little place to head off to as well. Now, this is the primary airport serving Durban in South Africa, and this rendition of it is up to date as it appears during 2020. Now, unfortunately, there's not a great deal of information that I can tell you about their modeling or other things about it, because basically the press release was just basically a summary of a Wikipedia summary. However, looking through the screenshots that they released, it does look like you've got PBR materials used throughout the airport, through all airport buildings. I can't speak to how much is included outside the airport perimeter, though, so that's something to be aware of. What's interesting, though, and this is something that I talked about in last week's news show, is the price point. Now, bear in mind that we just talked about Aerosoft offering a very, very similar airport to this one, in terms of capacity, in terms of content and stuff like that, and they are offering it for $14. This one's coming in at over $20 from Sim Market. So just one of those things that I always want to be aware of, folks, is that this is a watershed moment for flight simulation world. So we need to start being mindful of how much we're spending, because legacy pricing. So it seems interesting that Aerosoft and Orvix seem to be embracing the fact that this is a new era and are adjusting their prices accordingly, but it seems that some developers are trying to capitalize on legacy pricing, and so just a word of caution with everybody to think about for that one. But if you do want to pick this one up, this rendition of King Shaka International, you pick this one up from Sim Market, available now from Sim Market. Continuing on with more releases this week from Sierra Simulations, saw the latest release from their studios with their release of Nubia Airport in Colombia. So they came to market very early, and they've continued on with bringing out their content. Now, this is another one of those things where I'm cautious to say whether it's a port over or not, but they have previously released this airport for FSX and prepared previously. But they do describe the fact that they use PBR textures throughout this release, and they also include a sloped runway as well as a variety of so all airport buildings laid out as the airport appears during 2020, and updates for other buildings outside the airport, including the main cathedral, the football stadium, and other major landmarks used for visual reference for visual approaches as well. Also supports a full set of custom night lighting in compliance with Microsoft Flight Sim SDK. Now this one is available for $13 US, or your regional equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Continuing on with another release this week from I'm going to screw this developer's name up, but this is Parigi Development Company, and this is their rendition of Tivat Airport in Montenegro. Now this is a very interesting airport. I was aware of this airport, and I believe we've covered it when it was released for X-Plane not so long ago. But it's very interesting because it has a curving approach into for runway 14 and runway 32 because of its location on the coast nestled between some mountains. So it is a bit of a challenge for an approach. It's essentially it's no ILS. It's visual with a combination of a curving VOR-DME approach. So if you want a landing challenge, this might be a good one for you to pick up. I'm just cautious of the price though. Again, so this again, not a lot of information given about this one, but it's coming in at $15, so I suppose it's not too bad, especially considering that it does include the airport as laid out during 2020. It also includes updates, so it is not a direct port over their previous X-Plane 11 rendition, so it is actually updates including more recent updates during part of 2020. The scenery, as well as featuring the airport, also includes terminal interiors, control tower interior, and a variety of surrounding buildings as well, including several of the major churches and the major shipyard that is just off the end of the runway as well. So these are all included as important visual references for coming into land at this airport. And if you want to pick this one up, this one is available from Sim Market, coming in at $15 US, or your regional equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Continuing on with yet another airport release for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this week from a new developer, Informatica, I think that one is. I'm guessing. I want to say that's Spanish, but I'm not sure. So this is a release of Salt Lake City International Mega Airport. Now, I must admit, I thought Aerosoft had a trademark on the mega name, but so not sure how it's going to work out. But anyway, so this rendition of Salt Lake City International Airport is a airport as it's laid out during 2020. Now, I've got a couple of concerns about this release and even its description of it. Now, on one level, I'm looking at the value of it and going, if this is a large airport and it's coming in at $16, so it's probably not too badly priced. As I said, this is a hub for Delta Airlines and a major gateway for Intermountain West Airlines as well. And it's a combination civilian and military airport as well for this one as well. Now, what's got me concerned about this, now overall looking at it, it looks pretty good. The photo reel looks a bit sketchy, but the actual building and the modeling and the night lighting look really, really impressive. What I have questions about though is that it says in the release notes that the fuel system does not work, awaiting Microsoft Flight Simulator development. Considering that we have a fully functional fueling system in every default airport, I question that. So it's making me question this. And as I said, it's one of those things where it's a new developer. I hope I'm wrong about this, but as I said, I'm just sort of looking at this and going, are we starting to see some of these pop up purely so that people can take advantage of the new sim? I mean, overall, the most of the pictures look pretty good. There are a couple of things where I look at it and go, are signs being doubled up and stuff like that? Is that to do with the SDK inserting stuff when it's not meant to? And as I said, some of the photo reel is a bit questionable. But I don't know. Again, one of those things, guys, is just for everybody watching, just buyer beware when you're looking at all this content. But if I wanted to add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up from Sim Market, coming in at 16-ish, 17 US dollars, or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Continuing on with more releases, and this time moving into the smaller, quieter fields. And this time saw the release from Tyabb of Fishburn Airfield in the United Kingdom, which is a small little GA airfield located in the heart of County Durham, near the village of Sedgefield. You couldn't possibly get more English than that description there. Now, there's not much to really talk about with this airport because it's a grass strip. It's grass strip GA airfield with a couple of what would appear to be old heritage aircraft sort of parked there as well. I think the price point again on this one might be a little high because it's coming in at 12 US dollars for this one, but it does fascinate me because it has like these beautiful high detailed models on the ground of all the airport buildings are modeled, and also it's got the custom models of the variety of static aircraft on display there, including a Sea Venom and a Heron. So kind of a Sea Venom and a Dove. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I really like it. I really like it. I think the price could drop a little bit, but I really like it. But as I said, so this one is available from Tyabb, available now for Microsoft Flight Simulator, available now from Sim Market. In another release from Tyabb, but this one a free product from them. I saw the release this week of Hewlett Municipal Airport and the Devil's Tower. So this one gives a update to the default rendition of Hewlett Municipal Airport with additional static aircraft and updates for the runway and the taxiway layouts. Also adds in more accurate building placement for the variety of buildings supported at that field as well. And as well, of course, it adds in a custom rendition, a custom representation, and a more realistic representation of the iconic Devil's Tower mountain are all included. Now, this one is a free release from Tyabb, available now from available to download from Sim Market. In another free release for scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator this week, so it came to us from user Jordan James 94 with his release, his update to Tyabb Airport in Australia. So this is a complete overhaul of Tyabb Airport, which is a small little GA field, GA and training field in Australia. It's a complete overhaul using all of the airport tools, includes new and updated runways, aprons, and taxiways in line with exactly how the airport appears currently. Includes correctly placed hangars and windsocks, improved vegetation placement and usage, variety of static aircraft, boundary fences, a variety of scenery details to better represent the airport as it appears in real life, and a full update to the night lighting system as well. And this one, as I said, has been released for free from Jordan James, available now from FlightSim.2. In another release this week, we saw a release from another great community release initially from DRF30Q. This has created a update for the Cessna 152 by providing a Cessna 152X Realism Mod. Now, this takes its inspiration from the A320 mod that's been lurking around for the new simulator as well, and it's designed to actually go to and actually get some updated details for this one. So this one includes updating some of the behavior of the aircraft, including the behavior with the flaps, the stall speed behavior, as well as updating the engine performance so it actually works more in line with the actual how the Lycoming 0235 engine actually works. It's gone through a few other things, going through a variety of additional calibrations and improvements to how the electrical systems and the many of the gauges are modeled. And it also includes, this is the part that I'm probably questioning about, is that the fact that they've modified the aircraft to now reflect the long range tank version. That would be nice if you could turn that part on and off. I think that would be nice. Otherwise, this looks like a really neat little add-on from the community. This one is available free from GitHub. moving away from Microsoft Flight Simulator and moving to the world of our other sims, because yes, other sims are still having stuff released. In another release for the moving into the X-Plane 11 world this week. So the guys from Origami Studios, they released their rendition of the Scottish Aviation Bulldog this week. Now, I have to say that I absolutely love this aeroplane. I think this aeroplane is one of the coolest tourers and trainers ever to be produced. I think it is absolutely awesome. It is fascinating. I have built one as scale model one many moons ago. I've really enjoyed the variety of renditions for it for the ESP platforms over the years, and I think that this is a great add-on. This one is looking absolutely spectacular. Now, this one's claim to fame has been tested by a variety. The flight model's been tested by a variety of real-world Bulldog pilots and claims to be the most accurate for desktop sims. Includes a faithful representation of the Lycoming IO3060 engine with inverted oil systems. It includes a beautiful custom recreation with a highly detailed 3D model of the internals and the externals of the aircraft, including faithful recreations of the base version of the aircraft, as well as the 104 and 121 export models as well, all with custom 3D modeling and custom visuals as well. All full use of PBR materials is made throughout the aircraft as well, with full support for HDR lighting as well, and a full custom coding setup for to be able to model ice accumulation simulated on a variety of surfaces as well. So overall, this is looking a pretty damn incredible rendition of this one for your X-Plane 11 world, and this is coming in for about $32 US or your original equivalent, available now from AnyBuilds. Continuing on with scenery releases for X-Plane 11 this week, saw the release from Digital Design of their rendition of Lyon Saint-Exupéry Airport in France. Now, this rendition of the airport includes a highly detailed airport rendition of the airport as it appears in 2020, including all airport buildings have been custom 3D modeled, including a variety of interior terminals have been modeled as well. Full use of 4K high-resolution textures with PBR materials throughout the entire airport as well as custom high-resolution terrain photoreels for the airport and surrounding area, with a variety of custom autogen and a variety of custom points of interest and buildings included as well. Full support for custom 3D realistic night lighting as well, with a variety of animated airport vehicles and cars around as well. And you can pick this one up coming in at about $25 US or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. In another release for the X-Plane 11 world this week, saw the release from Runway Bot and Skytry, saw their rendition of Scandinavian Mountains Airport, which is ESKS, which is a fairly new, a fairly new airport, which is about 350 kilometers northwest of Stockholm, Arlanda. Previously, we've reported on this airport when it was released by the Orbix team for the ESP platforms. So this one is very interesting. It's a very new airport, but it's also one of the first. It's what its particular claim to fame is, apart from the fact that it services the burgeoning, what was once a burgeoning tourism industry, supporting skiing and other winter activities in Norway. One of the main claims to fame for this one is one of the first, if not the first, it was one of the first airports in the world to be operated by a virtual tower, rather than actually, the tower doesn't actually have any, there is no tower at the airport, there is a tower presence provided from another separate location. So it's a very interesting airport, and as I said, I would be fascinated to actually visit there in real life and see what it's like and see how that works. But in terms of this rendition for X-Plane 11, includes custom terminal and utility buildings, custom forests outside the surrounding, the airport surrounds have been custom modeled as well. Includes full support for summer and winter seasonal textures, as well as including a variety of snowdrifts are included for the winter textures as well. Includes full set of custom night lighting as well as full support for SAM plugin as well. And this one comes in at $15 US or your original equivalent, available now from the Threshold store. Moving out of the X-Plane 11 world, moving into the world of the ESP platforms, and we're moving into the world of prepared platforms. Airplane Heaven saw the releases this week of their latest aircraft for the ESP platform for prepared by releasing their rendition of the Tecnam P210. This is a fascinating aircraft. So from from Tecnam's chief designer, he wanted to find he wanted to create an aircraft that could offer pilots an alternative to Cessna's 172 Skyhawk, and he wanted to create a new breed of aircraft for this one by designing something that had a all composite fuselage, and if he had the better performance but still be very accessible. Now, this one is a highly detailed rendition of the Tecnam 2010, including highly accurate 3D models both internally and externally, including a variety. It also includes a highly detailed 3D engine model as well, including a variety of custom bits of visual eye candy included with that as well. Full PBR support for texturing both internally and externally as well, and and it also includes a removable animated flight crew as well, which is always a great thing to see. It's not seen enough in flight sims. Generally not seen enough. Includes a full set of both. It supports both analog and digital glass cockpits as well, and a full support for Flight and Flight 1 GTN integration if you have that software as well. Now, this one's coming in at $33 US, or your regional equivalent, available now from Airplane Heaven directly. Continuing on with Prepared V4 releases this week, so the release from Orbix of their rendition of the state of Florida. So the True Earth series, which was for a long time very much the home for X-Plane 11, has also been making its way over onto Prepared V4 as well. And this time saw the move over of their rendition of the US state of Florida. Includes over 160,000 square kilometers of crisp satellite imagery, handcrafted satellite imagery is included, with over 500 new and upgraded airports included throughout the area as well. Includes updated watermasking technologies never before seen, apparently, in Prepared, included to show the typical complexity of the Florida wetlands and coastlines as well. Includes a variety of custom points of interest and custom city models for the main cities, including Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, and more. Also includes an exclusive, full, highly detailed cityscape of Miami as well. Includes over 700 custom model 3D points of interest throughout the state, and over 400. And I always love how they're reading this one, because they have over 400 million accurately placed trees throughout this scenery as well. That's just nuts. It really is. Includes hand placed and custom modeled landmarks throughout, as I said before, over 700 custom modeled 3D points of interest, including bridges, skyscrapers, castles, piers, and monuments all throughout the city as well. And you can pick this one up for around about $40 US, or your regional equivalent, available now from Orbix Direct. And in another release for Prepared, but this time supporting the legacy ESP Sims as well. And this one, I'm flat out going to call it and say this is unacceptable. This is an unacceptable release. This is just not right. So this comes to us from new developer Solando Studios. And this is their rendition of Shanghai International Airport. Looking at these screenshots, this is unbelievable. How Sim Market is allowing this to be sold, I do not understand. This is ridiculous. So it claims it has an accurate layout of the airport, which it, from first glance probably does, and it has satellite imagery for the surrounding area, but the satellite imagery is awful. It is absolutely horrible. I'm pretty sure somebody screen capped it from Google Earth and they didn't actually buy proper photoreal imagery. The other thing that is absolutely disgusting is that there are no custom buildings here. All of the buildings that you see are simply the default terminals, default tower, default everything, just given custom specs as you can do in Airport Design Editor. Yeah, this is totally not acceptable. Like, this is disgusting. And yeah, not on. It's a waste of $9 if you buy it. Just flat out, I'm going to call it. It is unacceptable. And I really question Sim Market about, I know they allow, they say that they're just a publisher. They're just a store. They're not for quality or anything like that. But you allow piracy on your store. and now you allow content like this. Like, yeah. Anyway, moving on. So this one, as I said, if you did want to buy this, why you would, I don't know. But if you did want to buy it, it's available from Supermarket, available now. All right, moving out of the flight simulation, well, one type of flight simulator, moving into another type of flight simulator, with over to War Thunder this week and you would be forgiven if you have a bit of deja vu here by seeing a release of the USA Pacific campaign. So turns out that, because I saw this release and I went, I'm pretty sure we reported on this. Turns out we did. We reported on this back in July. And in the July release of the USA Pacific campaign, we got a P38 XP38G Lightning, which was an experimental version which had with more powerful engines. Now, that one has been pulled from sale, and instead it's been replaced by this one. So you're still getting the same Pacific campaign. This is not a new campaign. This is the exact same campaign. You still get your 850 Golden Eagles. You still get the premium account for 15 days. But instead, they replaced the XP38G with the YP38, the first generation prototype. This is the. Let me go back and say that again. This is the first generation prototype they put there as the aircraft. What? Why? What? No. Just sell the aeroplane. Like, ugh. Anyway, $15 if you want to get it. Available for either direct from War Thunder's internal store or from Steam. Available now. I can't with that one. Alright, moving on to the permanent way from the skies there and moving into the world of train simulators. So a couple of releases this week. The first one we saw was was a new route add-on, which was the Arlbergbahn. I'll get that right in a minute. The Innsbruck to Bludenz route was included in this one. Now, this is a beautiful scenic region of Switzerland, including over 130 kilometers of challenging route going from Innsbruck to Bludenz. Includes 30 open stations and 4 disused stations, and includes as well the rendition of the OBB 1016 electric locomotive, along with 5 custom scenarios for using on the route as well. This is the route as it appears. It looks like, I am going to have to say that it looks like it is a modern rendition of the route, because there's no specific year stated, but it would tend to suggest from looking at the images that it's a fairly modern rendition of it. Now, if you want to add this one to your train simulator collection, you're looking at paying $40 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And the other release for Train Simulator this week saw the release of the Norfolk Southern GP33 Eco Locomotive, which was a interesting one. And I didn't think there was such a thing as an eco-friendly train, but apparently there is. So apparently, during the sort of the mid-2010s, Norfolk Southern actually began converting many of their older GP50 diesel trains into a new generation GP33 Eco Diesels, which are more efficient and more fuel efficient, more energy efficient, and more environmentally friendly in their way they handle their diesel fuel and the type of fuel that they use, which is really, really interesting. As I said, it was one of those things that I never even thought of would actually be there. So there, kind of cool. So Norfolk Southern now has a huge number of these available now. This one also includes, as well as the GP33 Eco, it also includes the RP M4C Slug. At the moment, Norfolk Southern has 28 of the GP33 Ecos and 34 RP M4s in service, with more on order, which is kind of cool and kind of awesome. Now, as I said, along with this, you get the 2 trains. You get the GP33 Eco Locomotive, you get the RP-M4C Slug Partner. You get custom liveries for both those. You also get 4 career scenarios for use with the Norfolk Southern N-Line route add-on if you do have it. And if you want to add these 2 trains to your collection, you can pick these up for $20 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, that does now round out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.